What's going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen? We just got some breaking news over the weekend. We now have our coaching staff heading into the 2023 season. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. We got Jean Paul, we got Nick, Raphael, Jude the Dude, Agent 47. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys can definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video. Helps the channel grow out, helps the algorithm recognize that there's a live stream coming on here specifically for Arizona Cardinal fans. So definitely smack up the like button. Also subscribe over to the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube as well. We're on the road to 12K, and I cannot do it without you guys. But today we're going to be talking about the coaching staff for the Arizona Cardinals, right? We have a lot to dive into, and we will also be doing a opening up of the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys want an opportunity to come on in, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time right here. We're going to be opening up the phone lines maybe the last 15 minutes of this episode here. So definitely stay tuned in. Put some popcorn emojis in the comments below, because we know when fans come on here, it can be very good or very bad, just really depending on who we bring on. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a fun-filled show for you today. I did end up dropping a video yesterday, kind of giving you guys a high overview of who our offensive coordinator / defensive coordinator is. But if you didn't watch the video, no worries. I will keep you up to date on this video here, letting you know all the breaking news that ended up transpiring over the weekend. So no worries, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely super excited. Now, if you guys do not know, Vance Joseph is as good as gone. There was no official announcement by the Arizona Cardinals, but there was a tweet that came out and said that he was already told that we're going to basically be moving off of him, and we got a new defensive coordinator, right? And that just kind of makes sense in terms of Vance Joseph not being here for the future of the Arizona Cardinals. So yes, we are going in a full rebuild, a full reset. And in the video I posted yesterday, we had a lot of fans kind of commenting on that video and being a little worried, right? They're a little worried because of the what's the word here? The lack of experience, I guess, is the best way to describe it. The lack of experience for the Arizona Cardinals coaching staff that we currently have. So, there's a lot up in the air right now, right? Now, I do have a recent poll right now that I just put up about 5 minutes ago. We have a poll question for you guys to answer. I said, rate the rate the coaching staff A, B, C, or D, or F. So definitely go ahead and cast your vote right now. We got 69 votes, 5 minutes old. So definitely cast your vote and let me know how you guys are feeling about this coaching staff while I let you know what's going on. We do got a new channel member in the house, RC3 becoming a new channel member. What's up? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for becoming a channel member. I absolutely do appreciate it. He says, I'm back. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, let's talk about the breaking news that ended up happening over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Let me keep you guys up to date. So, first breaking news that transpired was this. Now, this was on Saturday night, I believe, and this is what the breaking news from Tom Pelissero says. The Cardinals are hiring 29-year-old Nick Rallis as their defensive coordinator per sources. Rallis, who started as a linebacker for Edna High School and the University of Minnesota, was on the staff in Philly with Jonathan Gannon. He now becomes the NFL youngest coordinator, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you heard that right. He becomes the youngest coordinator within the NFL. And of course, hearing that statement, I wanted to, do a little deep dive. He's actually 29 years old. He's young. He's so young, but it doesn't matter, right? If he has the skills, if he's really good, that, hey, I'm excited. But not only that, we also got something else on Sunday morning, and it's this right here, also from Tom Pelissero, and it says this: the Cardinals are hiring Drew Petzing as their offensive coordinator per sources. Petzing, 35, was most recently the Browns quarterback's coach and previously was in Minnesota while he worked with Jonathan Gannon, a rising young assistant. Now, of course, because we automatically already knew the age of Nick Rallis, I wanted to look into in terms of how old is Drew Petzing. 35, right? Now, it also did say in that, that tweet as well that he's 35 years old. And then we have Jonathan Gannon at 40 years old. So, yes, we have a lot of young coaches, and not just young coaches, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of young first-time coaches. So Jonathan Gannon, the very first time he's been a head coach is with the Arizona Cardinals. The very first time Nick Riley has been the defensive coordinator is with the Arizona Cardinals. Drew Petzing, the very first time he's been a offensive coordinator with the Arizona Cardinals. And of course, if you want to put that cherry on top of the ice cream, Monty Osenfort, the very first time he's been a GM with the Arizona Cardinals. So a little scary. Yeah, it's a little scary, right? Honestly, I'm not gonna, throw myself off a building. I'm not gonna say the sky's falling yet. I'm still curious to figure out how this is going to shake out. Now, one thing we do know is that Jonathan Gannon had a clear vision. He had a clear plan. He didn't wait for, the GM to make these moves. It was very obvious that Jonathan Gannon had people that he wanted to surround himself with, right? Whether it was Drew Petzing, also Nick Riley's as well, right? It was obvious that he had some people he wanted to surround himself with, and he obviously did so. So you got to give Jonathan Gannon that, right? There was obviously some people he wanted to surround himself with, and that's exactly what he did. Now, a little worrisome. Yeah, it's a little scary being the fact that they were not head coaches before or assistants before, right? It is a little scary, but honestly, if you think about it, it's kind of the same way that the Eagles was put together, right? The Eagles was put together in that kind of same fashion as well, because Shane Steichen, I don't think anybody knew who Shane Steichen was, right? I don't think anybody knew who Jonathan Gannon was, right? And obviously when Nick Sirianni got the position as well, nobody knew who that was either. So I think there is room to be said to say, let's pump the brakes, right? Let's pump the brakes. Because I know right now, looking at the poll that we have right now in the chat, I ended up asking you guys, rate our new coaching staff. I have A, B, C, or D, or F. We have 9% saying it's a D or F. We got 24% saying it's a C, and B is the clear winner at 47%. A, we got 20%, right? We still got those very optimistic, very happy-go-lucky Cardinal fans that are always there, which, I'm happy you guys are here. So we have a lot of Cardinal fans that aren't happy with this, right? And I understand where you guys are coming from, right? I understand where you guys are coming from. The idea of, oh my God, this might be the Arizona Cardinals winging it again is scary. It is scary. Yeah, it is scary. Cliff Kingsbury was a project. Cliff Kingsbury was a experiment. Cliff Kingsbury was a let's wing it and let's hope that this works for the Arizona Cardinals. That's what Cliff Kingsbury was. So it's a little worrisome. It's a little scary, right? So I'm right there with you, but to me, I'm excited that we have a brand new regime. Right now, that's not going to get us wins because I'm excited, right? And I'm right there with you. But I want to see how Jonathan Gannon is going to be able to take the bull by the horns and actually maneuver this coaching staff the right way. Right now, one of the big questions that still stick to me during Jonathan Gannon's press conference was one of the media people ended up asking him, "Are you going to be calling the defensive plays?" And as of right now, he still doesn't know. He still doesn't know if he's going to be the one calling the defensive plays. Is that going to be Nick Riley's? Is that going to be Jonathan Gannon, right? There's a lot of kind of up in the air right now. There's a lot of unknown. And I understand the people that are calling this absolute a bust of signing. I'm right there with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little worried as well. But I'm going to see how this is going to blossom, and I'm excited to see how this is going to shake out. Now, let me go ahead and get to these two contributions that come my way. We got BBH ALV. What's up, brother? For the $10 donation. He says, after cooling down, I'm okay with the John signing. I'm going to give him a shot, but with the lack of experience with the staff, will they be able to control the players and adjust and adapt? Hopefully we can. And here's the thing, right? And like I said in a few of my streams before, right? Because we've had streams already with the idea of losing a lot of these coaches, right? These potential coaches, your Sean Payton, your Brian Flores, your those other names that were out there, your Dan Quinn, right? I said it. Give it a few days. Give it 2 to 3 days to maybe even a week, ladies and gentlemen. I understand, tempers are flying high, right? We want to make sure that the Arizona Cardinals are going to get this right? That's number one thing. But just give it a few days. Things are going to cool down. And I think in the bottom line is we just need to see how this is going to turn out, right? I think that's one of the most biggest important things out there is that right now, I think we have a lot of Cardinal fans, which I'm not blaming you because I'm one of those fans as well, right? I'm one of those fans that in year two, I've already wanted to get rid of a coach, right? I already know that. I'm one of those fans too. But I think right now we got to allow Monty Fort to cook. We got to allow Jonathan Gannon to cook. We got to allow Jonathan Gannon to prove that he can bring the right people around him because Cliff Kingsbury was kind of given everything, right? Now, it wasn't the decision of Cliff Kingsbury to bring Vance Joseph, although he signed off on it, right? It was more of a Steve Keim decision because Cliff Kingsbury had no experience. Cliff Kingsbury had no NFL experience. So it made sense to bring a former head coach in here to help out a young guy like a Cliff Kingsbury. So I'm excited to see that Jonathan Gannon is actually taking the bull by the horns and making the decisions himself. So that's one thing I'm very excited about. Let me get to my guy AZ Fan. He says Michael Bidwell let Monty hire Gannon. He let Gannon hire his staff. Cliff's staff was put together by Keim. I still hope we have this new culture. Oh my goodness. I swear, I am not reading these. I feel like every one of these like super chats that I read, it's almost like segues me into either what I just talked about or what I'm going to talk about, right? But this is exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like Michael Bidwell is realizing his mistakes, right? And I think that's number one and key there. He's realizing his mistakes. And biggest mistake is allowing Keim to stay as long as Keim stayed, right? Allowing him to, or the hiring of the Monty Fort thing, right? Obviously, that was his decision. But I do believe that Monty Fort's biggest decision was hiring the head coach. And let's be honest, Jonathan Gannon was Monty Fort's guy, right? And with Jonathan Gannon, he brings in Nick Rallis as well as brings in Drew Petzing. So the idea of let's panic, right? It's over. Right? The Cardinals are only going to win 2 to 3 games next year, right? That idea, I think we could just, slow it down for a little bit, right? I think we need to slow it down a little bit. Now, I do understand because I'm right there with you as well. Would I have rather had a coach that had experience, right? Or at least an assistant that had experience? Yes, of course, right? I think a lot of fans were excited of the idea of possibly landing Mike Zimmer, right? That was a name that was floated around. We made a video about it, and I was out there and saying things like, yeah, I would love this move, right? Like this would be a really cool move for the Arizona Cardinals to make, right? A Mike Zimmer. Now looking already that has already happened, the things that have happened over on the weekend already, honestly, I want to see what Nick Rallis can do. Believe it or not, there was other teams that wanted to bring in Nick Rallis in their coaching staff as well. Maybe not as a defensive coordinator, but they wanted to bring him in as well. And that gets me excited, right? That gets me excited. We have some very young, untapped potential in our coaching staff right now. And I get it. That can either be very good or it can be very, very, very bad. I understand there is an alternative, right? I understand the alternative is as bad as it gets. We could possibly be seeing another 4-win season, a 3-win season, a 2-win season, right? We can. But I want to choose to believe that the Arizona Cardinals having this new untapped coaching staff is going to work out for us, right? Because if we think the other way, I'm not going to be excited about the 2023 season. And I want to be excited about the 2023 season, right? We're going to have Kyler Murray come back in sometime in October. We still don't know if it's the beginning. We still don't know if it's the middle or the end, right? Now, looking at Kyler Murray, right, he's been posting some videos about, his rehabbing. It looks like he's, progressing very well, right? It looks like he's progressing very well. So, I mean, October still seems to be the timeline for the Arizona Cardinals. For Kyler Murray, which honestly at this very moment, I'm kind of wanting him to come back sooner rather than later. But I understand the narrative of we're not going to bring back Kyler Murray unless he's fully 110% or at least 100%, right? And I'm right there with you as well. A healthy Kyler Murray is the scariest Kyler Murray. So I'm going to allow this to fester. I'm going to allow this to come out, right? We're going to allow them to cook. right? Year one is going to be very pivotal. Year one is going to be very crucial for this coaching staff. Although a lot of us in our minds have a mindset of this is rebuild mode, right? Right? A lot of us have that mindset right now. I mean, you never know. You never know. We've seen first year coaching staffs come in and change cultures. We've seen it. We've seen first year coaching staffs come in and change cultures. Now, is that Jonathan Gannon? We'll see, right? We'll see. Let me get to my contribution here from Illadre. Appreciate you. He says, people need to pump the brakes. There is a reason Eagles tried so hard to retain him. I'm assuming you're talking about either what? You're talking about Gannon or Rallies? Yeah, but there was a rumor out there saying that the Eagles tried to retain Gannon. Now, Rallies, on the other hand, I personally haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? There was other organizations that try to bring in Nick Rallies, our new defensive coordinator, as a coaching member for their staff. So that's pretty exciting, right? That's pretty exciting on its own right there. So being that we have these young core coaches coming in, untapped potential, right? And if you think about it, this is how the great offensive coordinators become great, right? The great defensive coordinators become great, right? This is how it happens. When people give people opportunities, this is how you know their names, right? Because let's be honest, ask yourself, did you guys hear of Drew Petzing before, right? I haven't. Have you guys heard of Nick Rallies before? I haven't. Have we heard of Jonathan Gannon before this year? I truly haven't, right? I understand Jonathan Gannon was in contention last year to be a potential head coach, and obviously it didn't fall through because he remained the defensive coordinator of the Eagles this last year. But this is what happens, right? Jonathan Gannon is coming into this year saying, I'm going to bet on myself, right? I'm going to bet on myself that I can put the best coaching staff together. Now, whether the fans don't agree with it, right? You know, everybody in the chat, myself, if they don't agree with it, tough noogies, right? He's going to put the best people that he feels like is going to be put out there, right? That's got to give you a little bit of excitement, right? That's got to give you a little bit of excitement. Somebody that's going to be a leader that's automatically taking the bull by the horns, right? I haven't heard of a Drew Petzing. I haven't heard of a Nick Rallies before. All we're going based off of is what these big insiders are saying. And per Tom Pelissero, right, for Drew Petzing, if you take a look at that bottom part, was most recently with the Browns quarterbacks coach and previously was in Minnesota where he worked with Jonathan Gannon, a rising young assistant. Now, granted, he's 35, right? I think a lot of people like to look at Asians and say, well, he hasn't had very much experience, Mike, right? He doesn't have very much. Just let's allow him to cook, right? Now, this guy right here as well, we don't know. Just because he is going to be the youngest NFL coordinator at 29 years old, I mean, kudos to Jonathan Gannon for making these tough decisions. At least that's the way I like to look at it. Now, can this be blown up in our face? Oh, yes, this can be blown up on our face. Yes, it can be. But as of right now, we just got to allow it to cook, right? We got February, or at least the rest of February, which I'm not going to count. We got March. Free agency is coming our way. Free agency is going to be huge, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you believe it or not, the Arizona Cardinals have an opportunity to open up cap room if they want to. Last time I looked, we have upwards of $13-14 million in cap. It's not very much money. Let me just tell you this right now. But if we did want to do some maneuvering of the cap, we can do so, right? We can open up more cap by front loading, right? By front loading contracts, right? Giving them more money up front and spreading out their per years to follow online with the cap. We can open up more. We truly can. So free agency is coming our way, which let me ask you guys right now. If there is one free agent that you don't have to worry about cap, that you want to come in as an Arizona Cardinal, a potential free agent, let me put it that way, a potential free agent, who would that be? A potential free agent out there that you don't, that money's not a concern right now, right? That you want to be a member of the Arizona Cardinals heading into the 2023 season. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Because free agency is going to be huge. Believe it or not, it's going to be huge. And it's going to be a staple point in terms of what our 2023 Arizona Cardinals is going to look like. So for the people that, are calling this a bust already, I'm just going to say this. Let's allow it. Let's allow it some time. Now, right now, we have 170 votes right now in the chat. We still have 9% saying that the coaching signings were 9% is D or F. We got 29% saying this is a C, which is kind of middle of the line. We got 44% saying it's a B, and then we got 19% saying it's an A. Appreciate you guys for obviously voting in the chat, because I'm very curious to figure out what you guys are feeling out there as well, right? Let's get to these two contributions coming our way. We got the Sports Critic says, I think this is a throwaway year with Kyler Murray's injury. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. To me, I think Kyler Murray wants to come back. Truly. And I might be stupid, right? I might be foolishly optimistic, but I think Kyler Murray wants to come back. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he wants to sit this year out. But I see where you're coming from. You're not saying that Kyler Murray's not. I know you're not saying that. You're saying that this might be a throwaway year because of that injury, right? Because he's going to be missing upwards of 7, 8, 9 games, which is half of the season, essentially. I think Kyler Murray is going to do everything in his power to try to come back as fast as he can. I truly, truly believe that. What's up? No F's given. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some Eagles players. Facts. Oh, absolute facts, bro. Facts. We got some people in the chat right here. Somebody says Derek Carr. Somebody wants Derek Carr. Oh, sheesh. We got somebody saying Hargraves. We got Baker Mayfield. Oh, this is wild. Yeah, this is wild. All right. Payne. Yeah, Deron Payne for sure, right? Yeah. It's huge. We're going to be making a video here pretty soon talking about potential free agents for the Arizona Cardinals. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate you guys for walking with me, by the way. Let me get to my guy, BBH. He says, I don't know how true this is, but I heard Cardinals wanted Quinn first, but he stayed with Dallas, and then they went with John. There was rumors. No, yeah, and I don't know, right? I'm not going to be one to try to, say rumors are false, because I truly don't know, right? But we've heard both sides of the coin. We've heard that yes, there was rumors that Dan Quinn was offered the job. And we also heard that Brian Flores was offered the job as well, but they both declined it. Yeah, I mean, it's concerning. Yeah, it is concerning, right? I mean, right now we are going based off of rumors, right? All I'm going to say right now is deuces, Quinn, deuces, Brian Flores. That's all I can say as an Arizona Cardinal fan right now. But I do agree. It's a little concerning, right? If they were truly offered these positions before and they declined them, it's a little concerning. It is. But right now, I'm just going to think optimistic. And I'm going to say, Jonathan Gannon, welcome to the damn Bird Gang. And let's try to see if we can change this culture and fix this upright. Because let's be honest, if Brian Flores was here, would that truly have changed expectations? Let's think about it, right? Kyler Murray is still rehabbing. And let's be honest, Brian Flores, my fear with Brian Flores was that him and Kyler was going to get into it, right? We were going to have to host Monday Night Showdown. We were going to have to host some sort of night showdown with them beefing it. And I don't want to live in a world like that. So if he truly declined us, I think it's for the best. Now, Dan Quinn, that could have been, something to see. Right? That could have been something to see. I'm excited that we gave an opportunity to somebody who had his team in the Super Bowl. I'm excited about that. Now, like I said a little earlier, can this bite us in the butt with the non-experience? Yes, it can. But so far, we're starting to see Jonathan Gannon make some huge decisions, right? And I'm talking about executive decisions. So Jonathan Gannon, to me, some people might say that he's a yes man, but I feel like he's less of a yes man than our previous coach, right? He's already made 2 decisions already, right? Bringing in his own people. And that's one thing that I'm very excited about. That's definitely one thing that I'm very, very excited about. So at this very moment, let's just kind of allow it, right? Let's allow it to fester. Let's allow it to kind of, get to the level where we need to get to. And honestly, I hope it all works out. So I hope it all works out. All right, let's close off the poll and let's see where it ends us at right now. We got close to 200 votes and we found ourselves at B with the highest amount of percentage, and that's 43% saying that they're rating the coaching staff with a B. We got 28% saying C, which is, kind of average. We got 19% at A, and then we got D or F. We got 8%. So we still got some Cardinal fans out there that are just not really feeling the coaching staff right now. But I mean, it's all opinions, right? It's all opinions. I think it's very important for Jonathan Gannon to come out year one and truly prove that he belongs here, right? I want to see Jonathan Gannon win more than 5 or 6 games this year. I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen. Because my expectations is still pretty high. Rebuilding or not rebuilding, it's still high. Now, I'm not talking about Super Bowl. I know darn well. I know I'm not that dumb, right? I know that. But I still want the Arizona Cardinals to win. Now, it doesn't help that the Arizona Cardinals 2023 opponents are already listed off, right? We already got our opponents back in January the 8th, right? We already know who our opponents are. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough out here. It's pretty tough out here for a Cardinals fan. But I'm excited still. I'm excited still. Got somebody in the chat saying all those B's are from cautiously optimistic group. I went C. That's fair. That's fair. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Truly. I don't think there's a wrong answer. Even the people that said D's or F's. I'm not going to knock you guys for an opinion, right? Everybody's got an opinions. It's really up to Jonathan Gannon and the coaching staff to prove everybody wrong, right? That's what's supposed to happen here. Prove us wrong. I still do think we have a good roster. I know people are going to laugh at that. I still do think we have a good roster in terms of actual pieces, right? Marquise, DeAndre Hopkins for now, Kyler Murray, James Conner, right? On the defense, it's a little more scarier. Obviously, when you think our defense, you think of Byron. Hopefully, he comes back. Buda Baker, right? We got some young, promising edge rushers, right? Middle linebackers, I know a lot of people have been saying to me, watch out, Mike. It's going to be the Isaiah Simmons show and it's going to be the Zaven Collins show, the next best dual linebackers. Right now, I haven't seen it. But I'm hoping that Nick Rawley's can get them to a good level of competitiveness. Because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Rawley's, if anybody can do it, it's Nick Rawley's. Nick Rawley's was the linebackers coach in the Philadelphia Eagles from 2021 to 2022. Who do you want to be the next best out there? Our linebackers, right? Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins. Right? So, if anybody can do it, it's Nick Rawley's. And I hope he's up to the test because I need those guys to be great. They're both first rounders. I need them to be great. I need them to take an extra jump, an extra leap. But I'm just going to go over our opponents for next year. Let me know in the chat. And I appreciate you guys for being involved. This is exactly how and why I love doing live streams because we can kind of interact with each other, right? I'm going to list off the teams that we're going to be playing for 2023 season. We don't have our schedule yet. I think that's going to come out maybe in March or May. I forgot the month. I know it's a month that starts with M. I forgot though. But let me know how many wins you think the Arizona Cardinals are going to have in the 2023 season. Be realistic, right? Be realistic. Here are the teams that the Arizona Cardinals are going to play. I'm going to give you the home teams, and I'm going to be giving you the away teams. Let's start off with the home teams. We got the Dallas Cowboys. We got the Giants. We got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Falcons, and of course, our division, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. Let me go it over again. At home, we got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Falcons, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. Those are the at home. Now let's talk about the away. We got the Eagles. Sheesh. We got the Commanders, the Steelers, the Browns, the Bears, the Texans, And then the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. That's 17 games, right? Yes. Okay, 17. Okay, perfect. 9, 8. Yes. So those are the teams we're playing. It is scary. Oh, yeah, it is scary. We got somebody in the chat saying 5 wins max. Oh, sheesh. Somebody says 5. Yeah, let me know how many wins you think we're going to have. Somebody says 6. 6 would be ideal. 6 would be huge. 7 to 9, sheesh. But those are the teams that we're going to be playing. Let me give you the home again. The home. Cowboys, Giants, Ravens, Bengals, Falcons, Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks. The road. Eagles, Commanders, Steelers, Browns, Bears, Texans, Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks. I think we could win some games. I think we can win some of those games. We got some people in the chat saying 10 wins. Woo! Imagine that, man. Imagine getting 10 games in year 1. Now, I'm not going to blow you guys out. I'm not going to hype you guys up because I truly think that this is going to be rebuilding, but I would love to at least get 6 to 7 games in rebuilding. That's what I would want. Now, if truly we see something better than that, damn, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got my guy RC3 saying 8 to 9. The NFC sucks. That's another realization, ladies and gentlemen. The NFC is not as good as the AFC. That's actual factual. That's actually very true. The NFC is not as good as the AFC. And keep this in mind. And I know we're not playing the Packers, but if the Packers do move off of Aaron Rodgers, that's another great quarterback leaving the NFC, right? That's another good quarterback leaving the NFC, ladies and gentlemen. The AFC is a lot better. Definitely. Oh, definitely. I mean, we do got the NFC East looking a lot better than they used to, right? We used to call them the NFC East at one point. I'm sorry, the NFC least, my bad. The NFC least at one point. They're looking a lot better than the NFC West right now. I don't think we're the best division anymore. I truly don't. I don't think we're the best division, right? I don't. But I do think that the NFC is not that great. I don't think the NFC is that great. Contribution coming our way. We got Carter coming up. What's up, brother? He says, so is Colt gonna fill in for Kyler next year? This is a big question. A huge question, right? Right now, it looks like Colt McCoy is still under contract for 1 more year. Right now, it looks like Colt McCoy is still under contract for 1 more year. So per the roster, yes, it looks like he might be the guy, but I don't want Colt McCoy to be the guy. And I'm sorry, especially if there's Colt McCoy fans out there that don't think he does. I hope he doesn't. I personally don't. I have nothing wrong or bad to say about Colt McCoy. I think he's great, truly. But what I would love to see is a brand new regime. I want the Arizona Cardinals to go in free agency and bring in a free agent Band-Aid, as well as possibly drafting a quarterback in the draft. Obviously not the first round, obviously not the second, the third, maybe, the 2 6ths that we have, maybe, right? Or is it 5th or 6th, something like that. That's what I want the Arizona Cardinals to do. I want to truly bring in a quarterback competition. Now, per paper right now, it looks like Colt McCoy is going to be the guy until free agency comes. When free agency comes, then we will see. But Kyler Murray looks like he's progressing, y'all. Kyler Murray looks like he's progressing, and I know he wants to get on the field sooner rather than later, or at least his actions is showing that. I know there's going to be some Cardinal fans that are being like, oh no, he's not going to come back. It's over. Kyler sucks, right? I'm not there, y'all. I'm not there. So I truly feel like he wants to come back sooner rather than later. Let me get to my guy, Sam. He says, you can't plant a seed and see a tree the next day. That's true. That's true. Sam over here with the poetics. Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, you're right. You're right. This is rebuilding, right? It's what it truly feels like. It's what it truly feels like. This is rebuilding, right? And if you look at the roster that we have, we got a lot of holes. We do. And it's the same darn holes that we had last year, right? Cornerback, offensive line, defensive line, right? It's the same holes. We got some young promising pieces, but we still got holes, right? I love James Conner, but I still want to get a running back in the draft, right? DeAndre Hopkins, I would rather not see him go. But if we do, we need a plan for a wide receiver number one, because that's not Hollywood. In my mind, it's not Hollywood Brown. I think he's a great number two, maybe a 1.5. I don't think he's a number one though. But if Hop comes back, yo, we can make some damage. Hop missed 6 games in the beginning of the season and missed what, an additional 2 or maybe more. I think he was gone like 7+ games, right? He's gone a lot. So bring in our number one wide receiver back. I'm excited. What's up, Carter? Coming up with another contribution. He says, what's your ideal free agency for the Cardinals, Mike? Well, honestly, it's hard to say because we only have $13 million right now. Right now in cap space, we only have $13 million. I mean, if you were going to give me one of those black cards, right, from American Express, right, the ones you can just swipe and get anything you want in the world, obviously, I would love to go and tell you which needs I would love to address. And it all starts with, obviously, the lines. The trenches is huge, right? Offensive line, defensive line, and cornerbacks is what I would love to address first. I would not want to move off of Hop, but I would understand if Hop were to leave. So I will be making a video about this, though. I promise you. I will be doing a video about this to give you a little bit more in detail in terms of who I think we should bring in and all that type of stuff. What's up, AZ fan? Coming up with another contribution. He says, we got to be happy as Cardinal fans that Keim and Cliff are gone. It's time to fix our culture as Cardinal fans and support our team. New era. 100%. Exactly. And I think that's kind of what some Cardinal fans, I mean, there might be Cardinal fans that didn't want Keim to go, right? And there might be some Cardinal fans that didn't want Cliff to go. So that might be the Cardinal fans that are out there saying, well, this is worse, right? Why do we make a change? This is not an improvement. I mean, we don't know if it is or not, right? We don't know if it is. We truly don't. I want to lean onto the side of being optimistic here, right? That's what I'm going to lean on to. I'm going to lean onto the side of being optimistic and say, yeah, let's start this new culture up. Let's start this going up. Let's build our trenches. That should be number one key. Build our trenches. Give Kyler Murray the time that he needs to survey the field and go from there. But yeah, I think if Hop does stay, we have a very good wide receiving core. We do. Now, last year I was like, oh, we got the best wide receiving core. No, we don't, right? Hop is getting older. Marquise Hollywood Brown needs to stay healthy. I hope Greg Dortch comes back. We'll see another year of Rondell Moore. So I'm excited to see what this wide receiving core can transpire into if Hop stays. But if Hop goes, oof. Then that's a different story for a different day. Then full rebuild if Hop leaves. But if Hop stays, he wants to win games. There's no rebuilding with Hop here, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it's going to kind of shake out here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, right now we have over 175 people in here right now. Appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys can do me a huge favor, smack the like button, y'all. Let's go ahead and smack it up and subscribe too. Subscribe, join the culture, join the Arizona Cardinals community here on YouTube. We're on the road to 12K. Now, what we talked about on this video, obviously the additions for the Arizona Cardinals over the weekend. Arizona Cardinals hired their defensive coordinator with Nick Rallis and their offensive coordinator here with Drew Petzing. Now, we are going to be opening up the phone lines in about 5 minutes. So if you guys want to jump on to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube and give us your opinion on how you're feeling about this coaching staff, give me 5 more minutes and we'll be opening up these phone lines real quick so you guys can get your opinion out and you guys can let me know how you guys are feeling, right? You can talk about anything, the coaching staff, Kyler, anything. I'm just curious to figure out how you guys are feeling. Got RV Davies saying, trade Robbie Anderson, pray coach can get it done. Oh, I forget about Robbie Anderson. I truly do. Let me look at his contract here real quick. I always forget about Robbie Anderson. Truly. I forget about Robbie Anderson. Dude, factual. I don't know why I forgot. Yeah, I guess we got him for one more year. We have to 2023. But he's got a potential out, though. He's got a potential out if that's what the Arizona Cardinals want to do. I always forget about Robbie. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, I mean, next year's draft, right? Not just this year, but next year's draft, if Kyler doesn't work, get a quarterback. if a wide receiver that we need, there's that young, talented wide receiver in Ohio State, right? So, good things ahead. Good things for the Arizona Cardinals ahead. So I'm excited about that. I always forget about. I don't know why I always forget about Robbie Anderson. It's a trip. But yes, we're going to be opening up the phone lines here pretty soon for the people that have just joined the stream. We're going to be discussing, we're going to allow the Bird Gang to come in here and allow them to, give us their opinion, because I've seen a lot of opinions on the last video that I posted. I believe it was on Sunday I posted it, and there was a lot of people that are not happy about what the Arizona Cardinals chose to do, right? So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to get your opinion out there. So give me about 3 more minutes and we'll be opening up the phone lines here pretty soon. Somebody in the chat says Robbie has butterfingers. Yeah, Robbie is just, I don't know. I'm not sold on him. When we originally traded for him, I was like, okay, right, all right, that's cool. But like, I don't know. It's one of those moves that was made, but like it was a head scratcher, like one of those things from. That's a Steve Keim move. So, I mean, it is what it is. But let's continue to talk about Drew Petzing here real quick. Before we open up the phone lines, I want to let you guys know a little bit of his history. It looked like he started as a coach in 2009 for Drew Petzing. Now, that is our new offensive coordinator, just FYI. It looked like he started in 2009, but it was in college. So he was in Harvard, Boston College, Yale, and then he moved over to the NFL in 2013. So Cleveland Browns is where he started in 2013 as a football operations intern, and then moved over to the Minnesota Vikings from 2014 all the way to 2019. He stayed with the Vikings. So he was the quarterbacks coach, the wide receivers coach, offensive assistant, that type of stuff, and then made a move over to the Cleveland Browns 2020 to basically this last year until he now became the offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals in 2023. I can't speak. So that's a little history on Drew Petzing. Now let's move over to Nick Rawley's. Very young, right? 29 years old. He started his coaching career in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Who did we draft in 2017? Do y'all remember? Was it Hassan? No. Who did we draft in 2017? 18 was... Who did we draft in 17? Let me know in the chat. It might be Hassan. Let me know in the chat. I completely forgot who we drafted in 17, but that was a bit ago. So he started in college as well in 2017, quality control coach, right? And then he moved over to the NFL in 2018. So he was in the Minnesota Vikings 2018, 2019. I'm sorry, 2018 and 2020, and then the Philadelphia Eagles, and then with the Arizona Cardinals. So he really only spent time in 3 years. So he hasn't been very, very long with the with the NFL, but right, we'll see. Was it? Yes, it was Hassan? Okay, it was Hassan Reddick. Okay, gotcha. I'm like, who did we draft? Like, it's such a long time ago. Was it Hassan? Okay, appreciate you. Thank you so very much, 23K. Sam says, I'll go after Jimmy G, Geno, or Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. I love the idea of Baker Mayfield. Jimmy G, I think Geno will stay in the Seahawks. I don't know. Something about Geno and the Seahawks. I think he's going to stay at the Seahawks. Jimmy G, I think he wants to be a starter. So for the people that want Kyler gone, I could see where they would want. I'm not saying you want it. I'm not saying you want that, Sam. But I'm saying for the people that do want him, I could see where people would want Jimmy G. But like, he wants to be a starter, and I think Kyler is going to be the starter when he comes back and he's healthy. So I don't know if Jimmy G wants to land here, but I think Baker Mayfield's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I appreciate the contribution. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. We are opening up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to hear from you guys. Now, if this is your first time here on this channel, and you're asking yourself, how do I get on here, right? How do I come up here and give my opinion on the show? I'm going to be posting a link in the chat below, and I'm just going to pin it, right? I'm going to be pinning the link at the top of the chat, and all you need to do is click on the link. It's going to take you to a website named StreamYard, and all you need to do is ask a few questions, and you can just come on in. It's super simple. So the link has been pinned or posted. I just pinned it right now. Click on the link, and you should be able to come through, ladies and gentlemen. Click on the link, and you should be able to come through. we already start getting some people on the chat. But yes, the phone lines are being opened up. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the Bird Gang. It is time to hear what you guys have to say. I think it's very important to get your guys' opinion because obviously this is our team. It's not just my team. This is our channel. So let's get it up. Click on the link and jump on in. If you guys can do me a huge favor, popcorn emojis in the comments below. We know how it is when we get some people on here. Sometimes very good, sometimes can be a little hairy. So let's first start off with a few people that I already have in the background. Let's start off with 23K5. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the new coaching staff?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm kind of nervous because a lot of people are hating on us because we picked Jonathan Gannon. People say, "Oh, he choked in the Super Bowl." No, hey, no. He took the blame and say it was my fault. I didn't make the defense prepared, but he could fix it. So I have faith in him. Drew Petzing, he fixed Jacob Brissett from the Browns, right? So I think he could fix Kyle Murray from it. And Nick Rellis, people say he is the Sean McVay of the defense. So I hope this works, and I hope we can bounce back. Expecting like a great rebuild start. So hopefully we can do well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, great call. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Any last thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on Kyler?
So a lot of people say Kyle Murray could be out for a few games or maybe until November, but I just hope Kyle Murray can come back sooner than later because we just hope we can find a great backup quarterback. I don't trust Colt McCoy because he can get into concussion issues because he can get into bad problems. So let's find a new quarterback.
Okay, appreciate you. Thanks, 23K. Later, man.
You're
Peace. All right, let's move on to the next person. Let's get Ben Evans. Ben, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the coaching staff?
I think it's pretty good. Honestly, I think JG is going to get our defense back right. We normally always have a strong defense. And I think he has a clear vision of what he wants to really do with Kyler Murray and use his elite skill set. Now, I don't think it's going to come in to 2-3 years, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I got pretty good faith for this coaching staff. I mean, yeah, I was really wanting Sean Payton, or the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles who went to the Indianapolis Colts, Sean Steichen. I forget his name. But yeah, that's all. I mean, I got faith in the coaching staff. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen within a year,
Yeah.
I mean, I expect downfalls, it's going to be a new culture. But what he says, physical, or he says violent, you know what I mean, smart, all that, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of loved hearing that part, man. I loved hearing how he wants to play violent. Like, I missed our defense playing violent. It kind of looked like they were trying to hit soft.
Yeah.
One thing I had a problem with our young players not getting in there and getting the experience, and when they do, they play them out of position or, look at Hassan Reddick. They put him inside. He didn't play inside. Once they put him outside, he had 2 good years. They let him go. He goes to Carolina, has another good year, and then kills it for Philly this year. So
it's rough, man. It really is rough. I appreciate
you.
So
I'm kind of excited for this whole new culture, man.
I am too.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I agree with you. I think rebuilding is definitely happening. If you can give me right now how many games, just throw a number out. You think we'll win?
Let's see here. Honestly, I see 7 the highest.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for rebuilding.
Five,
all right, man. I got other
the
people.
Lowest.
All right,
5 the lowest.
All right,
yeah,
man,
that's it.
brother. Later, dude.
You too, buddy.
All right, let's move on over here. We got a few people here waiting to come on in. So let's get Neil in here. Neil, you were live on the AC Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, brother. How are you feeling about the coaching staff?
What's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, dude? Good, man. Good.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I gave our grade a B just because I think that's where it's at.
Okay.
Thing I like the most about Jonathan Gannon is how opposite he is from our previous coach. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's never been a head coach before, so that kind of reminds us of our last coach. But I just like how different he is. There's a difference in his vision, not only for Kyler Murray, but there's a difference in how he sees things, I think he puts a lot of harp on adaptability and how when something's not working, we need to change. And that was the exact opposite of the Cardinals of this past year. When we saw that something wasn't working, we just kept on doing the same thing and hoped that something was different. So I think other teams just figured us out, and we really sucked as a result.
True. No, that's a great call out with the adaptability. I remember in his press conference, he ended up saying that like he doesn't have a scheme, that like it's not so much that he makes it up, but he basically adapts right to who he's playing. How did that come across? Did you like that, or did that make you a little fearful?
I was a little bit off put by that because obviously someone has something that they go towards, but I was more okay with it when he said that he was going to adopt it to our players' skill set, which I believe was another thing that we couldn't really do this past year. I think that everyone was just stuck in what they were used to doing, and it didn't really fit any of our players. Yeah. We couldn't decide a place for Isaiah Simmons at all, and I think his career really kind of like flatlined because of it, because we just couldn't decide where to put him. I think the same thing with like the rest of the defense, how at the very beginning of the year, we couldn't decide who to give the green dot. And I just think that we suffered as a result because we just weren't ready for a week one, like a week one Kansas City Chief game, which is something you need to be ready for.
Destruction. All right. Any last thoughts before I let you go?
Not much. I don't think. I'm ready for this draft, and I hope that we make the right decision because I think Will Anderson will be right there at number 3. And unless we're trading to number 4 with the Colts, then we got to stay right where we are.
Love it. All right, man. Appreciate you. Have a great day, man. Later, dude. Peace. All right, let's get RC3 up in here. RC3, haven't seen you in a while. All right, man. You are live on the AC Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the Cardinals coaching staff?
Dang, it's been a while.
Where you been?
It's been a while, right?
It has.
Yeah, my page had got hacked, but we got it back, so we're good. Besides that fact, salute to everybody that's in here. I'm gonna get straight down to the point of it. Let's put it this way: we never had a scheme, even when Cliff Kingsbury was there. We did screen passes like forever and forever and forever. So how we know how offense is gonna be? Everybody's talking about, oh yeah, let's keep D-Hop. I agree, but I also disagree because at the same time, the guy was suspended. We could have went to the playoffs with the team we had because our offense evolves around DeAndre Hopkins. So James Conner is just the go-to rusher that goes for how many yards and how many touchdowns. If you look what he did last year, James Conner had over how many touchdowns from the red zone? So Hopkins was the one that set that up. By him going to PEDs and trading our first-round pick to get Hollywood Brown, that's what messed us up in the first place. We could have had somebody else, a younger receiver. So if Hopkins was the lead, we could use them to make us as our receiver because we already knew Cliff Kingsbury wasn't going to make it this year. Like he has no control. He wasn't even in his right state of mind. The mental break means that the alcohol substance start coming back. Yeah. So let's leave that place. But to me, Kyler Murray, he got injured for overdoing too much. And people's not giving that man enough credit because the fact is he has no offensive lineman that truly blocked for him. People retired on him. People done quit on him. People done sat there. Look at Hudson. Why ain't nobody blaming Hudson, but we blaming Kyler? I mean, we got to put we got to put Harlow at the center, a guy that doesn't know what's going on. Then we got to put Price. Like, who is these guys? You got to draft a whole offensive line to make something better for him. He's not the problem. He's actually the solution. If you want Kyler to stop using his legs more, draft like a Bijan Robinson. Get somebody like that in there. That means if you want to trade Hopkins, get him. Or if you want to get Hopkins out of here, get Emmanuel Forbes in the second round. That means you got more picks to get an offensive line. He's the best man-to-man cover. You cover that. The Giants don't have wide receivers. So if the Giants don't have wide receivers and Brian DeBoer just stepped in and made something out of nothing with that, who can't say we went 8 or 9 games? The only tough competition is Jalen Hurts and Aaron Rodgers. Everybody else sucks. Dak Prescott sucks.
Yeah.
Heineke sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I keep calling him Heineken, but look at this. They even found him the potential of Daniel Jones. We've been looking for this for like 5-6 years. How long Kyler Murray been here? 5-6 years. So like, what's the difference? It's all about how you play and how you coordinate. Saquon Barkley woke up. So hey, why can't we do the same thing?
No, that's true. No, I absolutely. And everybody in the chat saying, "Let this man cook." No, you're right.
Oh,
man.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this, man. Look, I does this. This is the red Cardinal notebook. And what's my favorite words, Mike? I'm not excited.
Yeah,
I'm not. But my thing is, you have Kime that was pulling the strings. I think when we was talking about buddies on the conversation, the issue was that with when Bidwell came in, he said, you know what? I'm tired of saving my friends. I'm gonna let them get paid, go somewhere else. At least I give them with a severance package so they could go ahead and they don't think I did them wrong. So that's why. So guess what happened? You brought somebody in with a new regime that nobody knows. Nobody knows their plans, anything. That's a great thing because the fact is, everybody's scheme and what scheme that they run. Now they have to see how they're going to play us because we already know how they play because of the coaches that they have on their team.
Yeah, no, that's true. RC3 brother, I'm gonna let you go, man. Great call as usual, man.
I'll be back.
All right, sounds good, man. All right, let's move on over to the Sports Critic. You're live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Go ahead, man. Talk to me. How you feeling about this coaching staff?
Hey, first I want to say I really like the channel, and I've been a Cardinals fan since the Jake Plummer days.
Nice.
So I've been a Cardinals fan for a long time, but I didn't really like the coaching hiring, to be honest with you. I wanted Brian Flores or Sean Payton, just somebody who's more established as a head coach. But I hope that Gannon can prove me wrong. It was like, just hope that he can help us succeed. And but I am happy that he is a defensive-minded coach because I want to see this team get built through the defense instead of the offense. And I just really hope that we can keep DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I think, we need him to succeed to be good for this upcoming year, especially without Kyler Murray. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I don't really like Baker Mayfield, but he's probably the best option we could get at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's the thing too. I hear a lot of people that are trying to defend the fact that, that they don't, that's fine. Honestly, I think everybody is rightful to have their own opinion with this, right? Either you like this move or no.
Yeah.
And the people that are going to need to prove themselves is the people in the position, right? Kyler Murray being right? Because there's a lot of people coming out and Kyler saying he's not a quarterback. Kyler needs to prove it. And then Jonathan Gannon, the same thing. So it's cool, man. It's all opinions at this very moment. How many games do you think we're going to win? Just like if you were to throw a number out there.
I have us about, to be honest, just because of the Kyler Murray injury and not knowing who the quarterback's going to be, I have about 6 or 7 wins, just trying to be realistic. If we can get that, I'd be happy. If we get even more, obviously I'd be happier.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know how long Kyler Murray is going to be out for.
True.
Some say, a few weeks in the beginning, some say middle of the season. I don't know. It's really dependent on him and who we get as a replacement.
I mean, that would be a pretty darn good rebuild, though. Honestly, 6 to 7 wins. Yeah. We're used to 3 or 4 wins, so that would be an awesome rebuild. All right, brother. I'm gonna let you go, man. I got one last person. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Peace out.
All right, thank you.
Later. All right, let's get Gabriel W. You're live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Take us home. You're the last person here. How do you feel about the coaching staff?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome, cool. So overall, I think I feel pretty good about the coaching staff. The one kind of concern I've been having is in the past month or so, there have been interviews where people have been asking existing players who they prefer at DC/head coach, and most of the responses were Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
And obviously, Vance Joseph is not going to be the DC/head coach anymore, which kind of concerns me in a way where we might be the players, specifically, I'd say Murphy and Allen, they might not be interested in learning a whole entire new scheme with a brand new head coach and a DC. On the flip side, though, that means we might be getting some new free agents that are a bit more familiar with Gannon / the other DC.
True.
Looking at Hargrave, maybe TJ Edwards from the Eagles.
Yes.
So I say there's positives and negatives on both sides, but I do see this as being a pretty good rebuild.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe I guess not really a rebuttal, but yeah, I understand. I did hear Buda Baker come out and to come to like the defense of VJ. We also got to keep in mind that they know each other on a personal level, right? Like they know each other. They probably know each other's families and stuff like that. So like they're looking out for their guys, right? And I think that they would want that to stay with that defensive scheme. But I think everybody within the building, if they really ask themselves, this needed to happen. Like this needed to happen. I don't think anybody would be happy to come in and stay with Vance Joseph. If we're gonna rebuild, let's rebuild it right from the top down to the bottom. So, what are your thoughts on Kyler?
I believe in him. I think he's going to return back where he was at his MVP status. It just really takes time, and I think the first step is finding that bridge quarterback in order to save that time that we need in order to fully prepare him back. So I'm fully in the process, and I hope that whatever quarterback we get and as a temporary replacement will be one that could suffice for the beginning of the season.
I agree. All right, Gabriel, I'm gonna let you go, man. Appreciate the call. Have a great rest of your day, brother.
Awesome.
Later, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, great calls all around, honestly. And here's the thing too. I know there's some people that are not as optimistic, and that's fine. That's cool. Like I'm never going to give anybody anything, right? Like this is what this channel is about. It's about opinions. It's about the opinions and how we're feeling about our favorite team, Arizona Cardinals, right? Now I know there's some people in the chat that are not Arizona Cardinal fans and they love to troll us. That's fine. That's cool. As long as we stay together and we know that we have a community to go to when things go bad, I think that's the number one thing that's that we can't ask for, right? As Arizona Cardinal fans, because we know, right? A lot of us look at us as Cardinal fans, and we're like the little brothers of the NFC West. I hope that this changes. I truly do. I hope that this new regime comes in and actually puts fear into the 49ers, puts fear into the Rams, puts fear into the Seahawks. And that's something that I want Gannon to start doing, right? With the new coaching staff that we have. And honestly, step in the right direction. I'm excited about free agency, although we don't have a lot of money. I'm excited to see what Monty Osenfort's going to do. Maybe open up some cap. Maybe truly D-Hop does go. We don't know at this very moment. So right now, a lot of questions to be answered. I do got a super chat coming in here. What's up, BBHs? I can't find the link. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We closed up the phones right now. We wanted to just specifically get to the hour mark, but that's the reason why you can't see the link anymore, just because it got taken down. But we are going to be ending the show right here. Thank you, everybody, again, for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I think we capped out in close to 200 people here, and I really do appreciate you guys. Definitely smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. It helps the channel grow out tremendously. And also, big shout out to my sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and download the app today. Use promo code AZSF, and they will match your deposit up to $100 if you want to try to win some money. So go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy today. And honestly, it makes watching sports a little bit more exciting, a little stressful as well, because obviously there's money on the line. But if you use promo code AZSF, they will be matching your deposit up to $100. So just FYI. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a great rest of your day. As always, enjoy your Monday. Thank you so very much for tuning in. As always, go Cards.